Happy birthday, America. You will die in 5 seconds. Oh god, that was not a joke! Haha, just kidding. You're not in danger of anything here. Nothing bad can ever happen into this one area. Okay, a lot of bad things can happen into this one area. I'm a horrible liar. So, this is episode 3, area 3, dead in 5 seconds. And, well, it's not really like the title says, but, well, we meet a new enemy into this one level, and indeed, you'll be dead in less than 5 seconds if you stare right into his face. And also, this level brings back maze. Did you miss them? I really did. Okay, but to be fair, this maze is entirely optional. You're going there if only because this is another one of those developer ball levels. And yeah, firebomb in this level is not really that useful, considering that most of the enemies in this level are robots. In fact, this level is pretty similar to Robotrix, but this is Robotrix without all of the mazes, well, except this one maze. And yeah, by the way, don't forget to bring this one asbestos armor here if you want to get the ball, because we get this new enemy here, the ballistic craft. They shoot 1,000,000 of missiles at you in your face. They're a lot harder to avoid than the patrol robot, and also they're impossible to kill. Excellent. And here we go, that's already hit for the developer ball in this level. Wasn't it a whole lot easier this time around? I mean, all that you had to do into this time around was to avoid a giant death robot that shoots 1,000,000 of missiles at you, a whole bunch of flamethrowers. Yeah, all in all, a quiet day at the office. Although you'd really be a fool if you tried to get the developer ball without the asbestos armor, or if you can be bothered to avoid the gun turrets, even though they're completely harmless and pretty much impossible to be shot at by. Well, you can always get dog mode here, and don't forget to get this extra, yeah. That's how they attack, by the way, a shit ton of missiles into your face. They always shoot 3 missiles at a time. So here we go, we're finally done with the maze section. It certainly was a whole lot easier this time around. The rest of the level is a whole lot more straightforward. Like I was trying to say earlier, this level is pretty much Robotrix, but without the mazes and without all of the enforcers. In fact, this level is nothing but robots and high guards. But essentially, the only use that dog mode has into this level is to flip this switch beyond the fire chutes, because unfortunately, our poor little doggy, which rip other people's throat, cannot kill robots, because I guess that he can chew on metal or something. It's funny to say that they're bringing back dog mode into a level and episode where you meet enemies where you can kill as dog mode. And yeah, that's pretty fun. You can squish people by those columns, but those columns can also screw you over because you can push both of them. And if you push both of them, congratulations, you cannot get the key anymore. Isn't that nice? This secret is also surprisingly tricky to get. You have to do it exactly this way because the one wall onto the middle can be pushed in every single direction, but if you push it forward, well, you just end up sealing the passageway leading to the flame wall as well than the healing basin permanently. But to be fair, the flame wall in this level is kinda useless. It's useful only in like one part in the entire level, so yeah, no big loss. Also, I just noticed a little something here, because, well, nowadays on Steam you see a whole bunch of games which end up being released into 4-packs, like Left 4 Dead was released as a 4-pack, Borderlands and all of this, but yeah, I'm talking about this because this is another thing that Rise of the Triad also instilled. The fact to make it so that you could buy multiple copies of the game for a fraction of the price. Basically, the people at Apogee had a deal where you could buy 11 copies of the game, and the reason why it's 11 because that was the max amount of people that could play the game at any given time. But in the end, what mattered is that you could buy 11 copies of the game for $90, as opposed to a single copy on CD-ROM version or something costing around $35 or $40. So yeah, really not a bad deal if you ask me. You basically got 11 copies of the game for the price of about 2.5, making it so that everyone onto your LAN network could play the game. And additionally, all of those copies that were bought at a rebate also had a whole lot more levels for the multiplayer. Oh god. I was stuck bouncing around into this tiny death trap, and to make matters worse, there was an elasto mode into this random power-up, so yep, that's my luck. So here we go, we're gonna go see the hardest secret to find into the entire level. In fact, I don't even know why instead they didn't put the developer ball in here, because this is way harder to find. Yeah, you have to guess that this one tile of lava flame wall or something can be pushable, considering that normally you don't want to push those walls because they hurt, and they hurt a lot. Basically, if you run into one of these walls for about a second, you die. So why will you go and look around for secrets into them? So yeah. And to make matters worse, also you have to very carefully navigate around a maze, because you also need to push this one wall on separate directions in order to free the way forward. So yeah, this is the great adventure of the ultimate thickness. But at least we're finally done with this section. Just a little bit more. Don't burn to death. Here we go. That's a big payoff. 3 lives! And finally, the baseball bat that we saw earlier, but yeah. As you know, we're probably not gonna carry this around. Also, one last thing that I needed to address about this level before it comes to a close is the music. This particular song is called Workday, and it's the most unusual song in the entire soundtrack. It was made by Bobby Prince, the same guy who made the soundtrack for Doom, and he also made the song on Episode 1 Area 2, Excalibur. But yeah, this song doesn't sound like anything into the rest of the game. It's pretty dancey sounding, it's also full of bass, and it's not as brassy and orchestral as the rest of the soundtrack in this game is, so it's kind of a nice oddity and it's pretty weird. Go listen to it by yourself. In the meantime, we're finally done with Dead in 5 seconds. And fortunately, we didn't die in 5 seconds. We were just too nimble to get shot by robots a whole lot. So anyway, coming up next, it's Episode 3 Area 4, Clear and Present Dangers.